5. Secretly badass animals. In both nature and fiction, you can usually spot who the biggest badass is by how huge they are, how many scars adorn their battle-fatigued bodies, or how many females line up to tell them that they don't have any plans tonight and are up for like whatever. But that is not always the case. Nature has bestowed us with some of its most astonishing and often deadliest qualities on creatures which we've always considered the animal equivalents of the chess club nerds. Number 5. At number 5, the Mantis Shrimp. The mantis shrimps are alien-looking crustaceans with a fantastic bright coloration. They occasionally make their way to the aquarium trade, though they need to be handled carefully because the mantis shrimp will ruin your day with its fiery superpower punches. That's right, punches, because that's how the shrimp hunts its prey. Its complex biology allows it to produce lightning-fast jabs, which would make Chuck Norris squeak in terror and bewilderment. The mantis shrimp's punch clocks at speeds exceeding 50 miles per hour and is accompanied by a flash of light and heat. So basically, the mantis shrimp is capable of throwing fire punches underwater. Number 4. Badass animal number 4 is the hummingbird. You know it as the adorable tiny bird who always wanted to be a bee. Not only does it feed on nectar, but it also buzzes around like a bee by flapping its cute little wings, and oh look, its elongated beak even resembles a tiny stinger. Aren't they just precious? But in reality, that whole flying thing the hummingbirds do, they do it by flapping their wings up to 90 times a second, which allows them to hover in the air and even fly backwards. So fine, their flying is a little interesting, but that doesn't make them badass. Sure, right, totally. But the fact that they're constantly on the verge of starving to death sort of does. See, the hummingbird's heart beats roughly 200 times faster than that of a human, meaning the birds have one of the highest metabolisms in nature and need to be constantly feeding, otherwise they will die. They're basically one cannibalistic incident away from becoming the zombies of the bird world. Number 3. Coming in at number 3 is the Pacific salmon. The Pacific salmon is the Pacific variation of the popular fish known for going great with a side order of fried mushrooms and eggplant. Okay, in reality, what's the furthest you'd go to have sex? Whatever your answers might be, none of it can match up to what the Pacific salmon goes through to reproduce. To spawn, the Pacific salmon first enters fresh water, after which it stops feeding and its stomach disintegrates to make room for more sperm or eggs. Then the fish swim upstream, dodging bears and fishermen until they reach the exact same spot where they were born, all without maps, GPS or an advanced nervous system. There they start having fish sex until everyone is dead. Number 2. At number 2 are the Castlewary. They are known as the drag queen version of the ostrich. Seriously, look at that thing. It's something a child would come up with by crossing an emu and a turkey. But did you know that the cassowary was voted the most dangerous bird on the planet by the Guinness Book of World Records? Yep, that thing right there. Not the hawk, the eagle, not even the famed horned cobra vulture. And why? For one, the cassowary is the ninja of the bird kingdom. It's said that you can often pass one in the wild and not even notice it. That is, until it decides to attack you with its ultra-sharp talons. The cassowary has extremely powerful legs, which it can use to disembowel you in one swift kick. They're also quite aggressive, so if you manage to piss one off, the best thing to do is lie down and hope the bird will dispose of you quickly. Running won't do you much good, as these things can reach 50 miles per hour and are also excellent swimmers, basically making the cassowary a land shark. Number 1. At number 1 are the not so innocent but immortal jellyfish. Hold on, what? The immortal jellyfish? This is like an ironic name, right? Like its lifespan is only 2 to 3 seconds or something, right? Because looking at it, it really does look like a regular old jellyfish. But in real life, from a biological point of view, the immortal jellyfish really can live forever. When the jellyfish reaches maturity, it can revert itself to its polyp form. That is the sexually immature state, which then gives birth to a whole new colony. See, in the animal kingdom, there's really little use for the animals to keep living after they reach sexual maturity and reproduce, but the immortal jellyfish cheats the process by turning back time on itself and reproducing asexually in what technically can be an endless cycle. It's like if you were able to turn yourself into your own pregnant mother and give birth to 3 new versions of yourself. No need to thank me for that mental image. Your upcoming night terrors are all the thanks I need.